to science. We said yes to vaccines. We said yes to people's right to vote without fear of fake fraud or voter suppression. We said yes to diversity. We said yes to inclusion. We said yes to pluralism. We said yes to all those things that we hold dear as Californians, and I would argue as Americans.
Okay, he's got us all figured out, right? You look at the overview of California, the red and the blue, who voted for the recall, who did not. You see most of the state voted yes for the recall when you see the counties, but the population bases are blue, and you had 63%. So when you're out and about in California, especially over by the coast, six to seven people out of 10 that you see are literally insane. They want more of this. I don't understand it. There are people today that said, I'm staying in this state. We're going to fight. We're going to win. And I got roots here and I'm not leaving. And then there are those that see the glass half empty today. And for those that see it half empty and you go, where do I go? I'm bringing him back on the show. Paul Chabot. He's the founder of conservativemove.com. Paul, good to have you back on, sir. It's been probably 2-3 years now.
Yeah, it has, Trevor. Great to be back with you. Gosh, a lot's happened in the last 2 or 3 years, and I was watching those election results here in Texas, just shocked and saddened for the state of California. I can't wrap my arms around the insanity of where people feel that Newsom was somehow electable. I cannot fathom that, and just how much you're paying for gas out there, the crime, the homelessness, the energy issues. And it's as if people said, "Mother, may I have another?" Just, can I keep being abused?
Well, he paid them though. Remember, he paid. He sent out checks to everybody as well. So,
I saw that, Trevor. I was shocked to see that checks from California state government went out during election week. I'm surprised that was even legal.
Yeah, in the record industry that I was in before I did this, we called that payola, and that's exactly what he's doing. Well, most businesses don't make it a year. Good to talk to you 3 years later. ConservativeMove.com. Paul, you're from California. Didn't you grow up out here?
I did, yeah. Born and raised. My wife, born and raised there as well. We had our 4 kids. I ran for Congress in 2016, lost that race after seeing the writing on the wall. Our district region flipped from Republican to Democrat, and the Republican Party really didn't put up a fight to help. It was very frustrating, but for me, I'm a family man. I got 4 young kids. We moved them to Texas for their quality of life. Once we landed here, gosh, it's been 5 years now, we noticed that a lot of people made the move for the same reasons we did, and then we launched a business around it. And since we talked last, we now operate in 40 states, helping folks move out of blue states to red states with conservativemove.com, lawenforcementmove.com for your cops that are in Portland and Seattle and San Francisco. And
back up. You got a new one. Say it again, the law enforcement site?
Yep. It's lawenforcementmove.com. I had a chance to go on Fox, discuss that for a bit. We've been helping police officers in these just radicalized cities that want to get out and want to move to another community where the people appreciate them and the politicians will stand up for them. So we're moving these cops. We're moving them out of San Francisco, out of Seattle, out of New York. You hear about the hiring issues. Well, the cops have had enough, and they're going to red states or communities where they could be respected.
Well, we got a great police chief here, and we got some openings. And right here in Fresno County, we were at 50.1% so far, yes, on the recall, 49.8% no on the recall. So I look at Fresno County, which was always conservative, kind of like the 9 years I lived in Colorado. I saw the change there to go from Republican to Democrat, and I'm starting to see that here as well. But we're going to hang here. A lot of people are. But if you do want to leave, Paul, conservativemove.com, I think that says it all. But what are there any pitfalls for people? I mean, is it always greener on the other side?
For the most part, it really is. I think for the reason people stay in the blue states, it's one of 3 reasons: friends, family, or weather. And I think, God bless the folks that want to fight and fight the good fight. I get that. But if you've got young school-age kids and you're looking around and you're going, man, I really am worried about their future, you're going to a red state. Our most popular red states, Texas by far, Tennessee is big, Idaho is huge as well. The breadbasket area, Florida, folks love Governor DeSantis. And the numbers are big. And look, California lost a congressional seat. Texas picked up one. New York lost. Florida picked up one. The red states are picking up congressional congressional seats. The blue states are losing. They're losing businesses too, Trevor. California is bleeding Fortune 500 companies and small businesses to these red states. And it's a slow death. And California at some point will hopefully wake up. But watching how they actually supported Newsom this last go-around, I don't know. I'm beside myself watching those results.
Me too, Paul. I thought there were going to be enough people on day 546 that were appalled of what he did to their kids and their education. I thought that was going to be enough. And I thought the mail-out ballots on everybody's coffee table was going to be enough. And I thought it would backfire on him. But I realized I live in an insane state here in the Valley. We're the sanest place that there actually is. But we have so much biological time. Nobody knows when their day's going to come. But do people want to spend it in East Germany? That's the feeling, and it's only going to get worse. We already saw L.A. County did a vaccine mandate. Newsom's going to do it. He's probably taking a day to rub his feet from having to go out and walk and shake hands and stuff. But tomorrow he'll probably be right back to locking us down. How much you said it's better, it's greener on the other side. Describe what life in Texas is like. You take your kids out. Can you go restaurants, concerts, Texas Ranger game? What's it like living there?
It's living the good old days in America. I say I left California and I moved to America, which is Texas. Folks here love this state by a 60-40 split. More Republicans are moving here than Democrats, so we try to quash the rumor that the state's going to go blue. It's not. People here love this country. They love the military. They love the police. People here work hard. We are a right-to-work state, and a big challenge in California, the unions were heavy behind Newsom. They were out there funding him, and so these right-to-work states are a firewall with these organized political efforts, basically taxpayer dollars of what they're doing in California with union money to help elect the left. So in Texas, we don't have any of that. We also just passed a very strong pro-life bill. We passed a strong Second Amendment bill. To give you an idea, a gallon of gas right now is about $2.55 per gallon. To register my car, no matter how old or new it is, it's $78 a year. No state income tax. Better quality of life. Schools are amazing. But look, Trevor, here's the thing. California used to be that way. I was born and raised there, state of Reagan, state of Nixon. We had some of the best schools, some of the best jobs, some of the best policies, tough on crime, 3 strikes, and it's done a complete 180. And so you have these two states, basically California and Texas, complete opposites. And people across the country are watching and seeing the failed leftist state of California turning into socialism, where you've literally lost your middle class. You literally have your inland working poor and your coastal liberal elite, those two classes of people. And that's not America.
Now, let me ask you, Paul, people are thinking, well, what's the reception going to be like on the block or at the PTA meeting or at the school? Oh, here's a Californian going to come and mess our state up, or are there some hugs? Like, come on, we'll take care of you.
So I get excited about this part. I also run a PAC called Keep Texas Red Political Action Committee. We have all former Californians that are on this committee, and what we're doing is we're educating not just Texas, but all Republican states. Look, don't be complacent. Look at what happened to California, or look at what happened in New York or Washington or Oregon, and get in front of these issues and hold your Republican Party accountable, 100%. And when we bring these Californians here, they are embraced by these Republican groups because they want to hear these stories of what you have been through and how you can come here and prevent that same sort of disaster happening locally.
When you say, well, I used to live in California, I run conservativemood.com how do people talk about us behind our back? How do they view California right now? Is it as bad as we think out there? It's not perception. It's the truth. It's reality.
So I've had nothing but conversations about this all day long with just ordinary average people at the grocery store today, picking my kids up from school. People are literally, look, I'm going to be insulting here for a minute. They think people in California are just dumb. Like they cannot wrap their arms around how they could support Newsom despite how bad California is. And people, rational people, or those who voted to oust Newsom are looking at the voters and going, who are you people? Like, really, where did it make any sense to say, yes, we want more abuse?
You know, I just looked up the definition of dumb: temporarily unable or unwilling to speak. And that almost seems what happened. Yes, that's true. 63% of California is dumb. Tell people in Texas there are people behind enemy lines that actually agree with them. Paul, if you look at the overview, the red and the blue county by county, boy, California looks red, but they got those population centers as well. But as we know right now, conservativemove.com, what do you provide people? Why come to you? How do you help? How do you help?
Yep. So we have 400 agents across the country, many in California. We help our clients sell their house in a blue state, buy in a red state with a conservative move agent. Those agents work together to coordinate it. We also help with potential job hunting for the client. We have a discounted moving company for our clients if they're interested to use services to move out. But also, it's a personal story. On our website, we have free webinars that people can watch about what it's like to move from California to Texas or Tennessee. At the conservativemove.com site, there's a lot of free resources there where people can hear from other families who've already made the move and begin to ask some of those initial questions. But Trevor, I'll tell you what's fascinating is when one person makes the move in say, California on their street, then it's just a few weeks or a few months before their neighbor's like, hey, I'm thinking of doing this, or their coworker. And there's this huge outward migration of these pockets of people. Initially, they didn't know anybody in Texas, but when they come here, they kind of create their own little colony of folks who are coming here all for the right reasons. And the Texans here love them. They get them involved in the Republican groups, the conservative organizations, the state fair, the hockey nights, the Friday night light football, the picnics, the barbecues. They embrace people moving here, not to change Texas, but to appreciate the state for what it is.
Do you provide any 48-year-old redheads upon arrival?
No, we do not, Trevor. We're not into the women's side of the business.
Okay, you're not matching people up on their move as well. Well, listen, he does a whole lot, lawenforcementmove.com, conservativemove.com, and those are the two websites, and I think we're good, Paul. We'll talk again soon, sir. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Trevor. I'm still holding out hope for California. At some point, I really hope things flip back.
No, you're not. You want it to get worse. That means your business gets better.
Well, I'll tell you, I donated to California to oust Newsom. That's how involved I was. I'd love to lose business for the right reasons, but now that this happened, obviously we'll welcome you all here to Texas or any red state. We're here to help, conservativemove.com. And Trevor, God bless you. Thanks for having me back.
I just heard a California guy say the word y'all. They got you in 5 years, didn't they? He just y'alled it up. Hey, thank you, Paul. Right. Appreciate it there. Conservativemove.com, lawenforcementmove.com.
The Trevor Cary Show.